Okay, I guess we are live here. I was silently waiting for the Hangout to tell me we were live, but I think we are good. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I am going to refresh the screen just to make sure I can see myself here. And pressing play. Hear me okay? Good. Awesome. All right. Well, I just want everybody to know that we have a live chat below. Awesome. Yes. Emily, you have signed in, and everybody, if you're viewing here, you can sign in below. And I'm posting a comment back. And so if you have any questions during this, feel free to comment, feel free to question, and we'll make sure that we get them answered. Let me kind of explain the screen that you're watching if you're watching live from our live class page. You could also watch on Facebook in the private Doctors Club. I post in there as well, and I'll be monitoring the Facebook page for comments and questions also. So right below this video, and I'm going to get into each one of these and show you how to use each one of these, but basically we're going to cover today the 4 ways to set up consistent talks in your office. And really most of this is going to be how to set up outside talks, but inside talks are just as important as well, and easier really, because you can schedule them. And I mean, the hardest part is filling up the seats, but if you have a little bit of a patient base, it can be pretty easy to fill those seats as well. I'll show you how we do that. So we're going to cover the phone call, which is a system you need to be doing every week, and that's to set up talks. Now that percentage of setting up talks using the phone call is a little bit lower, but if you're doing it consistently, look, we're not looking for home runs, we're looking for base hits. And so out of every 10 calls, we should probably schedule 1 lunch and learn. It's really not that much if you think about it. We're going to talk about the day 3 process, how you set up talks every time new patients come into your office, and every time they start care, they have the chance of scheduling a talk with you at their place of business. We're going to talk about the 3rd way we do it, through networking, which is something that almost no doctor's probably doing, or at least not doing it right. And then the 4th way is I'm going to introduce you to the Health Talks USA program that I use in my clinics here in Northwest Houston. Kim, she owns Health Talks USA. She sets some talks up for me, and I pay her when she does that. Now I want to give you access to her as well. She can't work with everyone in every location, but if you are in a location she can help, you know, and is able to work with you, she definitely will. Okay, so 4 ways to set up consistent talks in your office, and then we'll touch on the in-office workshops a little bit as well as we go. Excuse me. All right, let me just refresh one more time, make sure there's no questions or comments as we're getting started here. Good. All right. Perfect. Okay, so let's start with the procedure number 1, the first step to setting up consistent outside talks. And that is setting up an hour a week, whether you or a staff member, it could be a CA, it could be an office manager, it could be whoever you want to delegate this task to, or if you want to do it yourself, that's fine as well. You want to set aside an hour a week to focus on setting up outside talks, setting up what we call lunch and learns. Okay, now all of this information, everything that we're going to go over, remember, is inside the members area. So when you're looking at your lunch and learn program, you'll go through those videos, you can get all of those downloads are in there. Some of the archive trainings we've done, we'll touch on these as well, but we're going to go back through it today. Okay, so the phone call, it starts with actually creating a list of businesses that you want to do a lunch and learn at. Okay, now one of the easiest ways to do this is to go to google.com, type in businesses and your zip code, and a list of businesses will come up on the screen there. You could type in companies and your zip code. You could type in gyms and your zip code. You could, whatever it is that you want to focus on, you could type that in into Google, and you can get a list of businesses. Sometimes that helps you to see what businesses are around you. Now other times you could do it manually. If you're not in just a huge area, like I'm in right here in Houston, I'm probably not going to drive around I might just ride around my office, but I'm probably not going to drive around and make a list of every business and looking up at the go up there to their door and write down their phone number. But that's what we need. We need a list of the names of the businesses that are around your office that you'd like to do a talk at, and we need their phone numbers. Okay. So if you're looking on Google, you type in businesses in your zip code and you're going to go through, and every business you look on the little map or you see where it is, you write down their name and you write down the business phone number. Okay. Now, once you make a long list, let's say of about 50 businesses, then that's when you can go back to the top and you can start calling them. We want to make sure you have at least 50, hundreds even better, but you might spend 1 or 2 weeks, like, we're setting aside an hour a week. You might spend 1 or 2 of those weeks, like just collecting and just building this entire list. Make sure you build this list big enough with enough space to kind of have a little spreadsheet out behind or beside each one of these businesses and their phone numbers. And that way you can check off or make notes where you've called them, whether you've left a message, whether they answered, those types of things. But we're going back up to the top, okay? Once we got the names and the phone numbers, we're going to sit down and we're going to call them. And if you look at your screen on this live page, if you're watching with us live, you'll see the first link there below the video is the highlighted or the hyperlinked words phone script. Okay, so I'm going to click on that. You can click on that. It should open in a second window, so it shouldn't bother you watching me or listening to me. But this is a very, very simple script, or what I like to actually call an outline of what we want to say when we call businesses. So let's say that I'm going to call HP. Okay, HP is a computer company. They are not far from my office, and we work on setting lunch and learns up with them a lot. So let's say I found their business name, I found their phone number. Now I'm going to sit down and I'm going to call them, and I call and I say, and they answer. I say, "Hi, this is Dr. Tabor at Pure Life Chiropractic. How are you today?" And they answer. And then I just simply say, "First, I just want to let you know that our patients use a lot of your services. We use Hewlett Packard computers in our office all the time. So just love what you guys are doing. Very, very great, awesome company, and you give back to our community. So we appreciate that. Also, I wanted to let you know about a community service that we do for our businesses in our area. We provide a free spinal health and hygiene workshop for your employees, and we can cater lunch also if you'd like." And then I say, "May I send you an email with more information on that? Or is there someone else I need to talk to about that?" Now, a lot of times, especially when we call Hewlett Packard, when we call HP, we're not going to get the right person the first time we call. So that's why I say, "Or is there someone else I can talk to about that?" And they're going to be like, "Oh, well, let me wire you through to HP." And I'm going to start all over with the script whenever get to talk to the right person. If it's not as big of a business, like let's say we did I just did a lunch and learn last week to the staffing company, and when we called them, we got the right person. So we just did this script. Now, once that person gives us the email, I just say, "Great, thank you. The email address it's coming from is drtabor@live.com. If you have any questions, just give me a call or send me an email." Okay, great. "Mary, have a great day. It was great talking with you today." That's how simple that script is. And there's a reason why we created the script like this, okay? It's very non-salesy. Nobody, I mean, they're busy, right? So if they're at a job, they need to get their work done. And you know this. You have people who spam you all the time when they give you phone calls and you're like, "I got to go. No, I'm not interested. I got to go. Sorry, got to go." And so we don't want to be like that to them. We just simply want to say, "Look, we're doing something really cool for our community. We're a neighboring business right next to you, and we just want to know if can I send you an email with some really cool information on what we're doing." Now, number one, that's a really cool way to go about it because it's not salesy. Number two, it's a great way to get a lead. Okay, so a lead is valuable. If you set up a website and you're giving away a free report on something, if they enter their name and their email, right? We work hard on that web page, on that report, trying to do whatever we can to get that email. So if you call this person and they give you their email, that's a win right there. You've just got a lead. You've got somebody you could continue to send emails to, and you're just sending emails about lunch and learns, right? So let's see. So where was I? Okay. So once we've got their email, now The email part is super easy. So scroll down. If you look on the live web page that you're watching in on right here, you'll see right below the script that says the words that say phone script. You'll see the words that say follow up email. Excuse me. Okay. Now, if you click on that, you'll be able to download a page as well. And on this page, you're going to see the actual email. All you have to do is copy and paste this email, and then add your information or change anything that you'd like to change, and then send it to the contact that you just got. That's it. Now, in the actual lecture kit, so the Lunch and Learn lecture kit inside the members area, there's a lot more steps. There's the entire presentation. There's more emails and all those types of things that you can have, and you can send after you send this email. But if you just get these 2 steps down, you will start setting up talks. Just the phone call script and the initial follow-up email. And then you just keep following up with them. You play email tag, or you call them again the next time. There's another phone script inside the members area, but you can call them again and basically be like, hi, this is Dr. Tabor. I sent you an email about our Lunch and Learns. Just want to make sure you got that. You need me to send it again? Sure. So you just work back and forth until you actually get that set up, and such a cool, easy, non-salesy way to start setting up talks in your communities. All right. We use it all the time and it works. Okay. So that is number one. The first way is to start calling, setting those up. You want to set up consistent times during your weeks to get those done. Yes, that's the one way. That's the one system that's the most work. Okay. Now the other ones that I'm going to tell you here in just a second aren't as much work, and but they're pretty easy to do too. Okay. Let me see. See if we have a question here. I think I heard something. Okay, yeah. So let me answer this question. All right. So let's move on. That's number one. Let's move on to step number two, the second way to make sure that you've set up talks in your community. The first way is to make the list, set up the phone, make sure we have an hour a week that somebody on your team is doing that. The second way is what we call day 3. All right. So let me kind of walk you through our procedures, and you might have your office set up a little bit differently than ours, but for us, day 1 is the exam, and that's where the patient's going to come in and they're going to get their exam and consultation. They're going to sit down with me or one of the doctors. We're going to go through their history, any necessary tests, X-rays, and then we're going to schedule them for their doctor's report, their day 2. Okay. Now, day 2 is where I do a group doctor's report, and they come in. We do them at Tuesday or Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. There might be up to 5 different patients, sometimes more, a couple more than that, in my group report, and I'm going to explain chiropractic to them. In fact, in the members area, you'll see my doctor's report that I do. I put that in there as well. And then after I give the report, we break out individually, and we go over X-rays and we go over financials. Okay. That's day 2. Now on day 2, they decide yes or no. I'm either going to start corrective care or I'm not. The people who say yes, to start care, they come back. They're scheduled for their day 3. The day 3 is their first full visit in my office, and it's a visit where we're going to train them on how we want them to the processes and the systems in our office. So we're going to train them to come in, check in with the kiosk, the little scanner. They check in, then they're going to go back to the hot seats. We're going to teach them how to wobble. Then they're going to get on an open table. Then after they get adjusted, they're going to the rehab area. They do their rehab, and then once they get done with their rehab, they're going to come up to the front. And day 3 is when we give them the spinal hygiene kit. Okay, and so my staff is going to explain each exercise of the spinal hygiene kit, show them where they could go to see videos of the spinal hygiene kit being done, or show them how they could read the book and see the exercises that are being done there. And then as soon as we're done showing them the spinal hygiene kit, one thing that we started implementing on day 3 is the the schedule sheet for our workshops. So we do a monthly dinner workshop the first Monday of every month. We have it set up at this Rudy's Grill and Cantina. And so as soon as we've gone over their spinal hygiene kit, the first thing we say is, okay, great. I just need to get you scheduled for the next dinner with the doc. And it looks like the next one is Monday, October 7th or whatever it is. And I'm going to put you down for that. And how many seats would you like me to reserve for you? Will you be bringing anybody with you? And so we're going to reserve their seats for that workshop. That's one way you can fill up workshops. And then as soon as we schedule them for the next dinner, right below that is, and let's look on this sheet, on this live page that you're watching in on, where it says day 3 sign up sheet. If you click that, you'll notice that it'll download. And then when it pops up, here's where this is what you're gonna go over with them. You're gonna say, as a patient receiving care in our office, we ask that you help us tell others about optimal health. Who doesn't deserve to know how to live the healthiest life possible for themselves and their entire family? We want to invite you and all your friends, family, and coworkers to a wonderful dinner on us. Dr. Table will share his story. Of course, you would edit your name in there. You'll learn some amazing things about your health, and your guests will have a wonderful experience. So here you're going to put their name, and then you're going to put any of their guests and their guest phone numbers that they want to bring right under that. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom of that page, you'll see where it says, may we cater a lunch and learn for your organizations, church, or business. And basically, we will cater a lunch and learn. We'll buy food for your entire group. And it doesn't matter if it's a lunch or dinner or whenever it is. If there's 5 or more people, we'll happily do that. We'll come to your house if you would like us to, for 5 or more people. And we asked them if we could do that. Now, they may need to go talk to their PR person. They might own their own business. You might not have to talk to anyone. You might just schedule it right there. You can put a date and time right there when you'll be coming to provide dinner. So a lot of times that happens. Other times they're employees, but they could talk to their PR person. They could talk to their boss, and they could start setting that up. And even if you don't get it set up right then on day 3, you've planted that seed in their head that you provide lunch, that you'd love to do a spinal health and hygiene workshop for them, either at their organizations, because some of them are in like Lions Club, some of them are in different groups, business groups, or their churches. If they could set up a lunch and learn or some type of workshop with their church, that's awesome. Or again, even their business. But the day 3 sign-up sheet is a great way for you to begin setting up talks and filling up your dinner with the docs. Now, we'll go ahead, we'll do a different training just on the dinner with the doc. But talking about inside workshops, those are the 2 inside workshops that we do. Number 1 is the advanced spinal hygiene workshop. And number 2 is the dinner with the doc. Now, we do the dinner with the doc every Monday, every first Monday of the month, no matter what. The advanced spinal hygiene workshops, we used to do them the 3rd Monday of the month. We've kind of backed off on those because we got so busy with 2 offices, and I do 3 to 4 doctor's reports a week, and then with the dinners, and then so I started doing 1 a quarter. But you can do as many as you want. You could even do 1 a week. You could use it as a new patient orientation class if you wanted to. And all the PowerPoints and everything are inside the members area for that. So your in-office workshops, something that you want to do, you can get them scheduled for using day 3 sheet as well. If you know you have a advanced workshop coming up that week or the next week, when you schedule them for the dinner, go ahead and schedule them for that advanced talk as well. You want your new patients scheduled for all the talks that you're going to do or all the talks that you have on your calendar at that time. And you also want to make sure you're planting the seed, telling them we do lunch and learns for your organizations, for your businesses, for your churches, for you. If 5 or more people are there, we provide lunch, and we'd love to do those. So those are huge. Okay. All right, let me refresh, make sure that everybody's still on and we don't have anybody asking questions. Cool. All right. Okay. So that was the second one. That was we did the phone call, okay, which is a great way to start setting up talks. Takes a little bit of work. The second one is the day 3 sheet, and that is the easiest thing in the world. You should be implementing that right away. And really, it's a great way to set up talks because your patients are already fired up. They've paid money to be there, and what a great time to actually set up a lunch and learn right then. So the third way we set up lunch and learns is called through, well, it's basically through networking. Okay. Um, you can do this yourself as a doctor, and especially if you're a smaller clinic just getting going, I highly recommend it because it helps you to build like rapport with your community. It helps you to get in front of people and talk. But if you're a bigger office already established in those, you can have your office manager do it. That's what we do it now. I started off doing my own networking, all the networking events, and then I shifted and my office manager does it now. So number one, you want to join your Chamber of Commerce in your area because they have meetings, they have networking groups. Number two, you look for BNI groups and you look for Toastmaster groups, you look for Lions Club, those types of things. And so when I was in BNI, or it's called Business Networking International, but they have it in the Chamber of Commerce as well. They have these breakfasts or these things that you would sit down at. And what they do is they go around in a circle, basically, and you stand up and you say, um, like, you give your elevator speech. Basically, you say, "Hi, I'm Dr. Tabor Smith. I'm with Pure Life Chiropractic, and we help people feel better every day. A great referral for me is someone with back pain or neck pain or someone who's having other health problems, and they would like to get a checkup with a chiropractor." Okay, so that's the wrong way to do it. All right. Now, that's the way everybody in the entire room is going to do it, but that's not how you're going to do it anymore. Now, the way you're going to do it is you are a chiropractor, but you speak. That's what you do. You give talks. All right. So instead of that little spiel I just gave that might give me one referral, what I'm going to stand up and say is, "Hi, I'm Dr. Tabor Smith. I'm with Pure Life Chiropractic. We do workshops throughout our community, workshops that help empower people to take care of their health and their spine and nervous system. A great referral for me as a business owner or maybe someone in PR who could help me set up lunch and learns. We would even pay for their lunch, cater their lunch, and speak to all the employees so that employer has healthier employees." That would be a great referral. Thanks. So boom, you just turned one referral into 10, 20, 30 new patients because you're no longer just looking for one referral. You're looking for one business to set up lunch and learns in. And a lot of times those people in that room are business owners already. So they don't have to even look for somebody to refer you. They can come up to you and say, "Hey, I'll set up that. I'll set up that with my office." Great. So if you haven't done that already, or you haven't joined those, and you haven't been networking, even if you have, start using that every time you're a speaker. You do workshops. You're looking for business owners. You're looking for PR people who can help you set up lunch and learns and workshops, and you'll cater lunch, but you'll help people empower people to take care of their health. You're going to start setting up a lot more talks. Okay. That one is another easy one. All you have to do is make sure you're there. Show up. That's 90% of the battle is finding the actual networking groups and going to the chambers. Okay. All right. My cats are running around like crazy. Not my cats, my wife's cats. Okay. I'm not a cat guy, but I live with them and I allow them to live as well. Just kidding. Okay. So number one is the phone calls. We're going to make a list. We're going to write down phone numbers. We're going to schedule an hour a week to call these people. We're going to use the phone scripts, ask them if we can get an email. That's a lead. Then we're going to pop it into our email spreadsheet. We're going to send them the first email, and then we're going to keep following up with them as we go until we set up a talk with them or until they say no. The second thing that we do is the day 3 sheets. We're going to implement those right away on day 3. That means the day, whatever day it is after they start care in your office. You're going to sit down with them. You're going to schedule them for your workshops that are coming up, and you're going to tell them that you do lunch and learns, and you're going to try to schedule those as well. The third way to do it is your networking. You're going to get into some networking groups. You're going to join the chamber, and anytime you're at an event, you're going to be saying a great referral for you is a business owner, a person in the PR, because you're a speaker and you help people empower people to take care of their health, and you love to provide lunch and do workshops. Okay, that's the first 3. Now let's talk about the fourth one real quick here too. And again, I'm just going to refresh here and see if we have any questions. So feel free to comment, question. Always appreciate those. And very cool. All right, we're good. So the third thing is just very, this is easy, and there's really no reason why you shouldn't contact Health Talks USA. I've always, and docs even asked me, do you hire someone to set up talks full time? And I say, no, I don't. I've already told you what I do, actually, in setting up talks. Now, this person, I found this person because Dr. Zano was using them. And so I contacted her, and she's been setting up talks, and she sets up at least one talk a month for me, sometimes more than that. And I pay her $300 for the talk, and that's it. I don't pay her if she doesn't set up a talk. I don't pay her if the talk falls through and we don't actually get to do it. The only way I pay her is if we actually get to do a talk. And it doesn't matter what my results are. That's up to me, right? So, but she sets up some very, like, I don't know what the word is, high end or very like valuable talks at some valuable businesses. We usually, I'd say on average, I'm in front of 30 employees, sometimes as much as 50 employees at some of the talks that she sets up for me. And I gladly will pay $300 for that all day long, every day. And so if you contact Kim, her name is Kim, and you can send her an email at, you can send an email to kim@healthtalksusa.com and just tell her that you got her information from me, Dr. Tabor Smith, and that you were going to see if she could help you. Now, there is not really a catch, but there is a limitation to the docs that she can actually help. You have to be in a specific area that she can deal with, and I don't know the logistics on that, but you can ask her. I know I'm in the Houston area. She deals with a lot of docs in the Houston area, and she's always asked me, do you know a doc in, Tennessee? Do you know a doc in Florida? Do you know a doc in, Colorado? Because she's getting people actually go to her website, the big companies go to her website when they need people to speak, and so they contact her, and they're all over the country, so they may very well be in your area as well. At least send her an email, kim@healthtalksusa.com, and tell her you're really interested in having her help you set up talks. If she gets any in your area, please let you know, and just tell her I sent you. I don't get any cut for that. I just want her to know that I'm appreciative of her, and I'm sharing her information with my docs, because she really is good at what she does, and that's what she does full time. And $300 for a talk is not, I mean, for me, that's cheap. If I get one patient off of that, I'm just making mad cash, right? All right, so I hope that helps. And just to give you kind of summary and a recap, if you implement all four of these, you're destined to be setting up talks and to be speaking. And once you get in that rhythm of setting up a talk, speaking, setting up a talk, speaking, then more talks will open up, more doors will open up. You'll get to go back 2 or 3 times to some of the other companies that you've already been to, and you'll be opening relationships in your community. I don't think there's anything else that could be easier or better than to actually set up talks, and especially lunch and learns in your community. You've got a captive audience. They've got a job, right? You're not getting somebody who's just wanting a freebie, because we actually accept payment at the talk for our exams. I charge $117 for my exams when I do lunch and learns. So I don't mess around. It's not this big old discounted price. I do my entire presentation now. I think in the videos inside the members area, I used to charge $47. I charged $47 for my exams, and that's fine. And you can charge whatever you want for your exam. There's no, like, I have no judgment. You can give free exams away if you want to. I don't care. I used to charge $47, was a discount for the people who were there at my presentation. Now I don't discount it at all. It's $117, and they have to pay there to reserve their appointment. But we get 5 to 10 new patients from every talk I do. And the reason I did go back up to 117 is because I was getting like 20 new patients at $47, and we're having problems processing that many, and then I would feel like I was working too hard because it was a lower percentage of conversion. So I just said exams are $117. I'll take less new patients and have a higher quality patient. So if you have any questions on this, realize that I'm here for you always. If you're in this program, you're watching this video right now, you're my VIP. I mean, I want to take care of you. I want to make sure that you're setting up these talks. I want to make sure that you understand how. In the following weeks, we're going to jump into how to actually do the presentations, how to close, right? How to present your offer. We're going to talk more about the specifics of how do you cater the lunch. You know, what, like we ordered from Jason's Deli. It's a deli that does box lunches with sandwiches and chips, and we bring a bag of bottled waters. And so that's just an easy way to be able to cater the lunches. I have my staff member show up about 15 minutes early to put out all the food and the water. I show up right on time or a couple minutes late because I do not want to be standing there at the front of the room waiting for everybody to get in there for me to talk. But you can do whatever you need to do. Sometimes if you're the only doctor or you have a small clinic, you're the one that goes and picks up the lunch. You bring it there. You wait for them to get there. You give the talk, and then you clean up. Like, I've done that before as well. So don't think you're too good for anything. The key is get your feet on the ground and get to work and just start hitting base hits, little base hits, man. One talk here, one talk there, and then the doors will just continue to open up and great things will happen. So thanks for being on this training today. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. I will make sure I post all these in the archives. We'll get caught up. Hurricane Harvey set me back a little bit on some of the work I needed to get done, but it's getting done. And if you need anything, I'll drop everything to make sure that you get it. So thanks again for being on the call, and we'll check you guys next time. Have a good day.